Salt Lake City Supercross, round 15. It is in the books. And Christian, you could not script any better how this championship is turning out right now.
No, it's one for the books. Going on the wire.
We witnessed something in person in Salt Lake. We got a lot to talk about. Round 16, East Rutherford coming up. So before we get there, let's get to our race recap. Okay, let's go back to Saturday night because we got a lot to talk about here. Tomac, second to last off the start.
Yeah, we thought it was his race.
Well, the 7 deuce almost called it last week, and you changed your picks because of it.
He persuaded me. He had me fired up.
And it backfired on you because that train pile drived his way up to the start, or to the first.
I mean, that alone just says nobody's taking this championship from me.
No.
The red plate is staying here.
So ladies and gentlemen, if you watch the races, you know what you're talking about. We were there in person. In fact, we got to go on Race Day Live, which was awesome.
Yeah,
that was a great experience.
Holly Blair.
Yes. If you guys are watching, shout out to you guys for having us on. But right off the start, Tomac is second to last.
Yeah, that's panic mode.
Panic mode. And Dungey, not a whole shot, but he had first place before the finish line.
Yeah.
It was stress. It was go time for Tomac, and he did it.
No doubt. I can't believe he did it still. I thought, okay, close the doors here. Dungey's getting the win, but
gosh, I could literally just talk about that the whole time.
Beast mode.
Beast mode. I do. I like it. So we had Tomac in first, Dungey in second, Jason Anderson a quiet third.
No
like I said before,
sickness.
no, he did. That's why he had to peace out.
Not during the main, though.
All right, but they did fly him. He didn't even do the post-conference because they had to get him out of there. Muskin in fourth, and shout out to Josh Grant.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row.
More
top
on
5.
him. That's awesome.
Yep.
So.
And Dino Wilson. I think we called that one.
I think that's the only pick I got right. So, Dino, appreciate
10th place, wild card. All right, well, what do we got for stats?
We got the stats crunched. 7 perfect scores. We've only had 6 over the previous 7 rounds.
And we had 7 just this round.
Yep. I think the top 4, or the 4 of the top 5 qualified in the top 5 is I think what helped out there. Wilson was a likely candidate for the wild card, so it all kind of just fell in line. Average score was up, of course, but the real surprise is even after qualifying second, only 4% had Grant in their top 5. So if you took that risk, paid off big time, and 47% had 2 picks or more right. That's crazy.
Really?
Or 2 or less, so
and
big round.
Here's another interesting stat that I got from our other stats guy, Jeff, is 7 out of the top 10 weekly prize winners, 7 changed their picks after qualifying. So that means they all saw who was qualifying fast and they changed their picks.
You've got to check that before you put your picks in, no matter what.
Absolutely. So there you go. That's the proof. You got to watch qualifying, see who's doing well. And if they're feeling it, like Josh Grant was, throw them in there. Yep. Now, our studs and duds, never say die rider. Got to give it up for Josh Grant.
JG.
Qualified second. One is heat race, and then he gets 5th place in the main.
Back-to-back top 5s. Best results back-to-back. So
yeah, dude. Happy living the now is what he's doing.
Yeah, he is for sure.
Yeah, give it to our dud, dude. What do we got?
Oh, my gosh. This one hurts to even talk about. Justin Bogle, I mean, could we have went down and given him a hug after that night? I mean, that was crazy. He goes out, whole shots in the main, and then what happened?
Well, he wadded up in the whoops.
He crashed after the whoops.
And then
he ended up going the opposite way on a lane.
He jumped across the track and landed on the triple going the wrong direction. If you guys haven't seen it, I think Vital, go on to Vital, they have Davey Millsap's GoPro footage of the race. Millsap jumps the finish line.
And he's coming head on almost.
And Bogle's coming the wrong direction onto the landing. I've never seen that before. It
was crazy. Luckily, everybody's okay. Rough night for him. I hope he bounces back strong.
All right, well, there you go. That's our race recap and our rider stats and our stats for fantasy. Next up, we got to get into it. We're going to round 16 in East Rutherford. That's hard to say more than once. But let's get into it with our track trends.
All right, round 16, big round for a lot of reasons. East Rutherford, New York, whatever you want to call it. It looks like it's going to be a warm day race on Big Fox, so big deal. Then they keep adding to the tension. Double points for fantasy.
Ooh.
This is the big week to make up points, make big jumps.
This will make or break people's seasons right here.
You don't know where you stand until after this round.
And we're dropping, remember, the 2 lowest scores from your year. Yep. So you're going to see one of your rounds get dropped this week.
Yep. Don't freak out. You're going to lose your lowest scoring round.
Yep.
Everybody does it. Track features, though. We're going to do something a little different this week.
Yeah, a big shout out to MX versus ATV Encore. They actually, we played their game. And we have a little preview of the track that you guys are going to watch right now. We're going to walk through, we're going to talk you through it, and talk about some of the things that we see could be worth mentioning for this week's race. So let's check it out. So, starting out, coming up over the finish line.
Big jump.
Big jump. Overshoot. I like it. Going for it. So, a big sweeper here right in this rhythm section. See, double.
Interesting one there. It was
triple.
tough.
You think we could do this in real life one day?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. All right, here we go. Double out of the corner.
This one's going to be
Triple
tough.
over.
We had a lot of different lines through here.
Yeah. Hanging right.
This
Now what I
one's
noticed,
big.
3 whoop sections. You got one there.
And
a
separated
roller,
out, too.
Separated, 2. They're not very long, but still 2 whoop sections. And then you got a third longer one.
Yep.
And the question is, are these going to break down? And this track does get ruddy.
Good point. A lot of 180 turns, too. I
Big
like
triple, little double. 2 triples.
Just launch it.
Coming through.
This section, I'm interested to see how
Triple.
it plays out.
Triple. That's a big section. You can go
Yeah.
3-3-3.
That might make or break it,
That reminds me of
especially.
Seattle. Remember Tomac was doing triple, triple, triple?
Yep. And
Ooh.
2 180s sand right before the finish. I'm claiming there's going to be big things happening there.
Victims.
So, looks cool. I can't wait. It's one of the most
Yeah, I
exciting
think it's going to
tracks
be a good
we've
round.
seen, so.
You just got to remember, with this track, more technical riders, so maybe Cooper Webb, Marvin Muscan,
Yep.
this track is going to break down and rut up quite a bit because it has done in past years. So I think that rhythm section, that 3-3-3, if guys can
Yeah.
get through that,
I'm
I think
excited.
that's make or break.
Yep.
All right. So there it is. East Rutherford coming up this Saturday. Remember, it is a day race, so it's going to start a little bit earlier, and it is going to be on the Big Fox, which is exciting. So next up, we got to talk about it because that's what everyone is talking about. Let's get into our points battle. So our points battle this week, Tomac Dungey, first
Leading
and
the
second.
pack by far.
Tomac ahead.
Tomac, he's beat Dungey 3 times in East Rutherford before, and his average on the East finish is 1.1. I mean, he's got 6 wins, 1
He
second.
is dominating.
Put Tomac first, put Dungey second if you want our opinion.
Dungey can't even pull a whole shot with Tomac in last right now. That's how bad it is.
That's scary. I mean, he's got an average finish of 2.5 on the year, and he probably is not going to win this championship.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny, actually. One more quick stat. You have to go back 25 years before you get to another Supercross championship where the rider that won, that had the most wins, didn't win the championship. 25 years. Jason Thomas from the podcast told me that.
That's cool.
So that's pretty exciting.
Shout out to JT.
Yeah, JT, thank you for that stat. Now, we got the top 2. That's lockdown. Marvin and Anderson, those guys I feel like they're solid for 3rd and 4th. Where do you put them, though?
Every week. I mean, I'm thinking Muskin more on the 3rd range this week. Anderson 4th in his happy place. I know he's
I've
podiumed
got
a
him
few
flip-flop.
times.
But the hard pick is going to be 5th this week.
Yeah, 5th is the tough one. I mean, you've got Grant's taken 5th the last 2 weeks. Baggett's.
I think it's going to qualify more than anything.
Yeah.
You have to watch qualifying and see which one of those spoilers, whether it's Grant, Millsaps, Baggett, could be Wilson, whichever one of these guys is qualifying well.
I mean, Chad Reed. He took 6th last week, so.
A silent 6th.
A silent 6th, no one's talking about it.
So
good race.
The best advice that I can give myself, you guys out there watching, is watch qualifying. Whichever rider besides the first 4 we mentioned is having a good qualifying session, maybe that's who you throw in there for your
And
top.
just know, Tickle, we heard, out for the season.
Yeah.
Get better soon. And Cole Seeley missed last week, still
I haven't
touchy
heard
with that
really
knee. I
anything.
mean, watch what's going on there. So.
But anyway, so you've seen it. So that's our points battle. Those are our spoilers. Remember, biggest thing with spoilers, watch qualifying time. That's probably going to be the best advice we can give you. And now this week coming up, a wild card. It's going to be 9th place. Shout out to Dino again. He got 10th 4 times already.
Called that one.
But double points round, wild card could be
It could be the pick of the year right there.
Absolutely.
So you want to
So
get that one.
coming up next, it's the wild card watch.
All right, coming down to what I'm calling the pick of the year, the wild card for East Rutherford, 9th place. You want to put a lot of thought into this one. The last 3 riders to take 9th, Webb, Reed, and Stewart. And another fact with 9th place, there's been 13 riders that have taken 9th this year. The only 2 to do it more than once are Reed, and you'll never guess Marvin Muskin. So I'm not
He's having that rough stretch.
Yeah, he was having a bit of a rough stretch. I'm going to
That's
suggest
funny.
him there. Maybe Reed in that range, even though it hurts me to say it. But 3 of the riders that have taken 9th, it was their best finish of the year. So I suggest not picking
doing
them.
that? Yeah.
Bogle, Barsha, and Stewart.
Their best finishes
Their
are
best
9th
finishes
this year?
are 9th this year. So
3 riders you would never expect.
no.
Well, I think you have to mention Dean Wilson. He just took 10th.
He's on my radar, yeah. His last 3 finishes, 10, 10, 12.
Yeah.
But Seeley's out. Tickle's out. He could move up a little bit.
Okay.
So I like Wilson. Another one, Justin Brayton. I feel like we've been cheering him on all year, so this might be the week. Hopefully he does better. But
Has he landed the wild card yet?
I don't think so.
We always talk about him, but he hasn't done it yet.
I mean, hopefully we want to see him in the top 5, but this week he's sitting in the wild card range.
So his average finish on the East is 10.5, and he's finished 8th to 10th 4 out of the last 6 East Coast races.
Yep. So he's starting good too, 6, 9, 10, 8 over the last 4 races. So he's up there.
Okay.
He's more falling back in the wild card range than fighting to it, so I like him.
All right. And do we have anything as far as like how the wild card's been qualifying in practice?
It's funny, all year the rider to take the wild card has qualified almost exactly in the wild card spot.
Really?
Even though it's only been, I think, 3 times that rider has actually taken the wild card. So it's staying right around there, though.
All right. Well, there you guys go. Remember, the wild card is absolutely crucial this week. And comment below, who do you guys think is going to be in that 9th spot? Because make or break round, double points.
Remember, some riders are out. You know, more or less likely riders can move up. So
absolutely. Well, next up,
give the people what they want.
We're going to give you guys what you want. Let's lock them in.
All right. The time everybody's been waiting for. Time to lock our picks in. We actually got a little pressure on us this week from...
yeah, because Jim and Daniel just wouldn't stop.
Just want to see us suffer. I think
they brought up the bet
bets.
thing like 3 times.
Gosh, and the way the comments go, I think you guys want it too. So we're going to do something a little different this week.
You will make you happy out there.
Tell them what it is.
So, the loser of this coming round, East Rutherford. Loser, I've never done it. Have you done this?
I've never done it.
Loser has to try and swallow a spoonful of cinnamon. Apparently, I've seen some videos. Apparently, this is very hard to do. In fact, I've heard it's impossible.
Yeah, it just doesn't go well, so we'll see what happens.
So we will see what happens. Loser next week, spoonful, not sugar like Mary Poppins here. This is straight cinnamon.
Oh, gosh.
And if you guys have ever done this, comment below, because I'm curious to see how it went for you guys if you've ever tried to do it.
Tips or tricks for us would be appreciated. So,
all right, well, give me your picks.
Okay, I'm going with the Tomac train. There's no reason anyone can tell me why not to put him in first place. Dungey, I think, still is just fighting hard in the 2nd. Muskin back into 3rd. Anderson, like I said, is happy place in 4th. I like him on the podium, but he takes 4th a lot. And Blake Baggett, just going back on the East, I like moving him up. And Davey Millsaps, the wrist injuries and all that, I'm kind of a little down on moving him to the wild card. So
okay, I'm super close actually. We just have one.
It's going to be
just 2 riders flip flop. It is.
It's going to be.
I have Tomac, Dungey, Anderson, Muskin in 4th, Baggett in 5th, and I'm going to have Dino Wilson in 9th place for my wild card. You ready? This is going to be an intense main because our picks are so close.
Okay.
I'm nervous. After that pepper.
That was wild. That was the worst of the year.
I'll never do that again.
No.
In fact, I got offered $50 to eat another one, and I said no. I wouldn't do it.
I don't blame you. That was scary.
So you guys have seen it. Those are our picks locked in. Remember, if you want to play with Christian and I, go to RMFantasySX.com. You can join our group. You can see our picks, play, talk all the smack you want. And remember, leave your comments below. And as always, double points round. And we've got some killer prizes to give away this week. So that's next, our prize recap. So as usual, we've got some very good prizes to give away from round 16.
They just keep coming. I mean,
dude, they
we're
don't
up to 160
stop.
prizes given away after this week. So
yeah, and remember, guys, 7 out of the top 10 change their picks or put in their picks after qualifying.
It's a day race. Get them in early, then adjust them later if you have to. Don't miss out.
Bell Moto 9 Carbon Flex plus MX versus ATV Supercross Encore game for first prize. 2 sets of Pirelli MX32 tires, TCX Helium Michelin boots,
Stellar Graphics, RevArc dirt bike loading system, which is pretty sweet.
Ooh, a Nixon, Cherbys.
The Cherbys plastic kit, Nixon watch, Pro
that.
Honda prize pack, a little something for your bike, ODI podium handlebars and grips, and Scott Prospect goggles. So
there it is.
Stuff.
Those are our top 10 weekly prizes. Remember, guys, you can sign up to play anytime throughout the year, and always subscribe to us. And remember, sign up to play next year. We're coming down to the finish of this year.
Yeah, I want to see comments this week.
We want to see comments.
I want to see comments about the season, your picks, where you're standing, what you'd change, all that. So.
Yeah, and what's going to happen between Tomac and Dungey. That is what everybody wants to know. So make sure, guys, subscribe, comment below, and join us next week. I am Chase.
Christian.
We'll see you next time.